one time I posted on Facebook. I always post on Facebook real estate stuff because I'm a realtor, of course. I always send out, it's like once a week I might send out a message to my friends list. Maybe not everybody, but like even the people I don't know that are friends, I send them messages, or I'll make a post and I'll highlight, on Facebook, and everybody will see it. So there's this one guy who private messaged me on Facebook saying, "Oh, I'm so interested in, real estate, and I actually bought a house. I want to sell it now." Everything. I'm thinking, "Oh, I have a potential, like I have a lead." I did a listing appointment with this man and everything, y'all, to list his house. This man just wanted to get to meet me in person. He's like, "Oh, I just bought the house last year. It actually wouldn't be smart for me to sell it because I still owe this much and I would actually be losing if I sold it." 6 months later, my friend's like, "Oh, Naya, I got a lead." I'm like, "Oh my gosh," I'm talking to her. We're talking about it. She's like, "His name is so-and-so. He wants to sell his house." Everything that she was saying to me that he said to me too. And she's an attractive woman, and she's gorgeous. Everything she was saying to me sounded the exact same. Creepy. I said, "Wait a second." I said, "What's his name again?" She said his name again. I said, "Is his last name blah, blah, blah?" And she was like, "Yeah, why?" I was like, "He messaged you on Facebook about it?" And she was like, "Yes." I said, "Did he try to set up, a time for you to come look at the house?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be going over there this week." I said, "Is the address blah, 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 blah?" Because I keep messages, okay? I keep messages on everything. I said, "He just bought that house. He doesn't really want to, I don't think he really wants to sell it. It wouldn't be profitable. Does he work at the post office?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Now you're getting specific.
We're getting specific. We're getting specific. I was like, "Did he say he wants to move to this area?" Because I'm literally asking her. She's like, "Girl, you freaking me out." I said, "Girl, that man don't want to sell his house. He trying to lure you to his house."
Oh my God. He's such a loser.
What's up, losers, and welcome back to another episode of the Popular Loser Podcast, or is it okay not to fit in? I'm your host, KD, and we got us a new guest today. And this career field is a little on a different side than the other ones I've been doing. So I'm going to let her introduce herself and how long she's been in her career field so far.
All right. My name is Naya. I'm a real estate agent or realtor, whatever you want to call it. They're the same thing. And I've been in this field almost 2 years now. Yes.
So you kind of just stole my first question.
I'm so sorry.
But what is the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent?
So there's actually not a difference. They're the same thing. Just two different words for the same career. Yeah.
Going into real estate is a very different career as, a lot of other people, because it's like traditional college, a lot of the other people I've had. So with going into real estate, how different is that from like every other career field?
Really different. There's not a set schedule. There's not a set amount of time that you have to go to school. Well, I mean, I guess there is. Depending on where you live, it's different for every state. So
I guess that's the first question then. Yeah. What is the requirements to become a real estate agent?
So you have to take a class, and you have to have a certain amount of hours. So I know here in Michigan, I believe it was 40 hours. So you can really take the class in a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and be done. Or I was working a full-time job. Okay, I was working at Amazon. So when I went to school, I did the 2 nights a week for 3 hours for a month. If you miss a class, or it was 2 months, but if you miss a class, you got to make it up. So it really depends on your attendance. But after you take the class, you do have to complete it, pass it, and then you have to take a state exam. Now the state exam is what's hard. I believe it's a lot of questions. I don't remember how many.
Can you give me an example of a question that would be on there?
That was a long time ago. Let's see. Give an example.
Or what are some things that they asked you on the test?
Things that they ask you on the test, it's a lot of like, it's really a lot of the laws and vocabulary. Then I'm not going to lie to you. The stuff you see on the test is not stuff, well, yes, it's stuff that you use every single day, but it's not stuff that you use every single day in real estate. Like, I can't tell you.
You're the second person that can't name
Like, I can't.
stuff off of the test.
Like, they ask you about tax assessments. You know what? I have one for you. How much square feet is in an acre? I know
Which
it's 43,568. Is it?
That's crazy. If
That's
that's
a
a
question.
spot on number.
I don't know if that's correct. I might be a couple numbers off. I just remember 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and the first two are flipped. Yeah, 43,568, I believe. Is it? What is it? Actually,
You can talk.
43,560. Ah, I was 8 over. I knew I was so close, but that's a question on the test. And that was like the easiest thing I could remember. I don't know how, but I mean, clearly I don't remember it. I got it wrong.
So why real estate? Because I know before the cameras turned on, you said you know for a fact that you want to do real estate for the rest of your life. So why real estate?
Real estate for generational wealth, and also because my father did it. My father passed. My father did real estate, and he loved it. It was his passion, and I wanted to keep it going and actually do what he really wanted to do in real estate that he never was able to accomplish.
Which is?
Allow it to create generational wealth for your family. He didn't get to that point, but I plan to do that by investing. Because if you invest in real estate, that's it right there.
Speaking of investing in real estate, how easy and or hard is that for people who don't exactly know how to invest in real estate?
As long as you educate yourself, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's actually easy if you just do it. It's something that you just have to do. Like, educate yourself on the steps and then just apply yourself. Just do it. You definitely got to have the capital, the money to start. Real estate is not a cheap, get-rich-quick scheme. You have to take your time and do it right.
How many places have you been able to own yourself so far?
I actually don't own any property right now. I didn't want to say this, but I will be acquiring my first investment property this year. God willing. Yes, thank you. Yes, so we'll see how that goes. And then, once you get the ball rolling, that's it. Keep going.
So within real estate, it's not like you said a traditional job. So what does a typical day look like for you? Or we'll say a typical week. I feel like that's a little more appropriate.
A typical week. Sporadic. You don't know your schedule until the day of sometimes. If you have a pre-approved buyer ready to buy a home, they want to go see houses. You don't know what time you're available, what time they're available. They're like, hey, can I view this house tomorrow at 3 o'clock? And you're like, yes, tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You don't know until the time comes. Now, for me, I do have a day job. I'm off of work every day by 2:53. I go to the gym at night usually, so like 7, 8. But in between that time, I try to do prospecting, like lead generating, like whether I'm messaging people on all social media platforms or cold calling. Yeah, definitely spend a couple hours a day doing that. That's going to bring you clients.
Cold calling has to be the hardest thing to do in the world. I was a car salesman for like 3 months, and man, that was
Getting hung up on.
Yeah.
Cussed out.
Oh my God, that's probably the worst. Like in sales of anything, that's probably the worst feeling.
Or somebody telling you,
Stop contacting me.
yeah, stop contacting me. Don't call my phone anymore. I'm like, okay. You just that's a lot to deal with, but comes with the job.
So with being in real estate and being a realtor, how hard is it to find a job immediately? Because I guess y'all don't get paid like a traditional job. Like it's not like you worked 40 hours. Here's your 40
It's
hours.
100% commission.
100% commission.
It takes money to make money. Okay. Um, Even if I do find a client right now and I sell a house right now, the process of buying a home and the deal closing can take anywhere from 35 to 45 days, sometimes way past 45 days. So it's like, if you come to me today, you're pre-approved, you're ready to buy a house, you want to put an offer in on this house, I'm still not getting paid for another 30 days. Sometimes you don't even get paid until after closing sometimes. So definitely, that's why I say you definitely need to have the capital. If you want to do it full time, right off the bat, you need to have the money to do so, or at least have a part-time job to when you start, because real estate is expensive. You have to pay every month to keep your license. You got to pay your board. You got to pay your MLS dues. So whether you're getting paid or not, you still have to pay. You've got to buy stuff for open houses. Whether you want to buy, if you're not on a team, so I'm on a team. But if you're not on a team, you got to buy the snacks. You got to buy the drinks for the open house. You have to print off, your MLS tickets. You got to buy business cards. You've got to have open house signs. You've got to buy a sign-in book, sheet, whatever. It's expensive.
So how hard was it finding like a team?
For me, it wasn't hard at all because I knew I wanted to be on the number one team in Detroit with all African American agents. I love it. I love my team. It wasn't hard at all. You should definitely vet your teams though. Where you want to go, or what's the commission split here? Or what's what's the perks of being on this team? The pros and cons. Definitely vet them and see which one works best for you, because every team is not for everybody.
Not to ask you how much you make, but how do you exactly make money from the sales? Like I understand you say commission, but how does that come to you? Is it completely off closing costs? Like how do you get paid in the end part?
So, a real estate agent, you negotiate a contract with your client. Whatever percentage you charge a percentage based on the purchase price. So if I sell a house for $200,000 and I charge 3%, I'm charging my client 3% of that $200,000. I get paid that. But as a realtor, people don't, really know when they get into it. You have commission splits. You don't get the full amount. You have to pay your brokerage, every brokerage percentage. Whatever your split is different for everyone. But then you also have a transaction fee or a compliance fee. And I know that goes to you 100%. Those widely range for depending on what I'm doing for you. So the more work I do for you, the more I'm charging you. The team I'm on, we do have like a minimum transaction fee that we charge, but I see people charge a different price all the time.
Is it hard getting new customers?
Yes, 100%.
What is like the biggest way that you find your customers?
My first deal was actually a referral from somebody that I went to high school with that I haven't spoke to in years. Saw me on Instagram, said, "Oh, she's a realtor. Let me hit her up and send her somebody." And that's how that happened. I do know some people might use lead generating items like Zillow. You get a lot of phone calls from Zillow, and of course, when people are calling on Zillow, I want to buy a house, I want to rent, or I want to do this. They're ready. It's not like you're going out to networking events and finding people, but do that sometimes. At my job, I talk to my coworkers, just regular conversation, and if it comes up, I'm giving my business card. Just talk about it everywhere you go. Talk about real estate. Try to find somebody ready.
Do people ever? How am I trying to ask? Do people ever feel like you're always trying to sell them something?
Not me. I will say that. Not me. I know there's definitely realtors like that. It's like, okay, relax. But no, not me.
Do you also help people? Because I know you said with renting. Do you also help people with renting, like apartments and different things like that?
Yes and no. So like apartments that have a leasing office that you can walk in, apply and get no. Like houses, like private, like owned houses who have them listed for rent that are looking for tenants. I will definitely do that. Yeah, I do all aspects. Renting, investing, buying, selling.
What has been like the most successful city for you so far, if any?
Detroit.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have a quota that y'all have to meet per month? Like you have to have this many sales or you have to have this many people buying, if you get what I'm saying?
No, not for the brokerage I'm with or team that I'm on. I don't know if it's like that for, well, I know it is like that for others. So you have to be selling a certain amount to even be on some teams or, high producing teams. You definitely have to sell a certain amount. But for where I'm at, no, especially because I'm in my first couple years. Many realtors don't make it past their first year. Many realtors only sell one house in their first year. Yeah, so no.
Has the career so far been profitable for you?
Honestly, no. I feel like I've definitely spent more than what I've made in real estate, especially because I've had 3 deals fall through over the summer. That's stressful.
When you say fall through, what do you mean?
Like you might be under contract and then you have to mutually release the contract, so then it's no longer getting to the closing table. The deal fell through. Like that's not happening. Yeah, after I've, had clients that paid for an inspection or I've been spent my hard-earned money on this gas to go back and forth, my time to write up these contracts, and it just not work out. It can get expensive, and you're not making money from it. So that does happen. I haven't been the best at being consistent my first year. So that's started now. So hopefully that changes.
So with working your first job,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever feel like the first job gets in place of being a realtor sometimes?
At first, yeah, I did feel like that because the team I'm on, we have meetings or we've got events that I can't make it to because of my job. But then, like now, I feel more motivated. So now I'm like, that doesn't get in the way of anything. If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it, and I have all day after I get off work, to do what I need to do for real estate. So it really depends on your mindset. If you let it get in the way, it can.
So you got a 9 to 5 and a 5 to, or how they say it, a 9 to 5 and a
5 to 9.
5 to 9. Yeah, I think that's how
Is
they
that
say
how it
it.
goes?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
No.
Yeah, ain't that what they call it? A 9 to 5 and a 5 to 9?
You never heard that before either.
Okay.
I ain't never
never
heard
mind.
that. I mean, I guess I do. Yes. I got a few things I do.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about the nail thing a little later on in the pod. Has that been profitable for you as well?
Nails is. I actually don't do nails anymore. I did take a break. So,
Why so?
moving states. I moved to Michigan from Georgia. I just moved back to Michigan from Georgia, and the clientele, like you have to rebuild your clientele. I did not have the patience, if I'm being honest.
Social media is a really big help, I feel like,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
for the nail situation.
For
It's
sure.
so many nail people up here. I know in Georgia, oh my God, it's got to
So
be way
many.
more.
So many. That was ridiculous.
Why did you go from Georgia back?
Family. I came back after things happened with my family that I was like, oh, I need to be back home. That was why.
Within real estate, what has been like your most profitable time frame, or have you had a time where it's been profitable in your time frame so far?
The summer. The summer is the most profitable time for real estate.
Why so?
Nobody wants to move in the wintertime. You don't want to move a couch when it's snowing outside.
It
Nobody
is
ever wants to move after they get their taxes. So I'd say like spring, summer, after people get their taxes. Oh, I want to buy a house. That too.
So within the houses that you are selling, are you always given those from your team, or is it you? If you get what I'm trying to ask,
Like the leads or the houses
yes.
no. So depending if you're on the buying side or the listing side, if you're on the buy side, if my client is buying, not selling, they're going to be buying a house from whoever's got this other house listed. It could be anyone on any team, any realtor, anywhere. It could be a solo agent who's not on a team.
So
It could be anyone.
that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So any house that you see is any realtor can sell that specific house.
Yes. If it's listed on the MLS, somebody's like, oh, I want to sell my house. I don't have to know the person I'm selling to or, buying from. It could be from anywhere.
That's it. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I
Whoever's.
thought that maybe your team has like a list of houses.
So for the people who actually have listings right now, yeah, they have listings. I can definitely, if my client is interested in any of those, or if I try to find people that are ready to buy houses that my team has listed for sale, anybody on my team, yeah, that happens, yeah. But it's not always I can only sell from my, my team. Mm-mm.
Have you noticed like anything in the real estate game as of your 2 years? Have you noticed anything change within the 2 years?
Yes. When it comes to getting a person under contract, the laws changed a little bit after I became an agent. You now have to have like a buyer representation agreement signed stating like you're the one representing this client and everything that you offer and how much you're going to charge them for their deal beforehand. So now that we have to have all of that disclosed about beforehand, people are more so like, I don't know, or like scared because they don't. I don't want to sign anything, and it's like this is not binding you to me, but that's changed. Yeah, it's like it's not forever.
This is a very specific to you question. With you being an attractive woman, do you think that that helps you and or that it does not help you?
Definitely helps. Definitely helps. When I first joined the team I'm on, the first thing that my mentor said to our team lead was, she's an attractor. She's attractive. She's an attractor. And I started cracking up. But that helps for sure because a lot more people want to talk to you anyways.
If you're an attractive person,
If you're an attractive
100%,
person.
100%.
Yes.
So have people ever blurred the lines with realtor to
All the time.
trying to get with you?
Men will. One time.
This is what I'm looking for. I'm stories. This is what I've been looking for. Stories. There we go.
This was insane to me now that I think about it. So one time I posted on Facebook. I always post on Facebook real estate stuff because I'm a realtor, of course. I always send out, it's like once a week I might send out a message to my friends list. Maybe not everybody, but like even the people I don't know that are friends, I send them messages or I'll make a post and I'll highlight, on Facebook and everybody will see it. So there's this one guy who private messaged me on Facebook saying, oh, I'm so interested in, real estate and I actually bought a house. I want to sell it now. Everything. I'm thinking, oh, I have a potential, like I have a lead. I did a listing appointment with this man and everything, y'all, to list his house. This man just wanted to get to meet me in person. He's like, oh, I just bought the house last year. it actually wouldn't be smart for me to sell it because I still owe this much and I would actually be losing if I sold it. I said, so
you
but
did it
knew
literally
that.
to waste your time.
He did it to waste my time on purpose. I kid you not. 6 months later, my friend's like, oh, Naya, I got a lead. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to her. We're talking about it. She's like, his name is so-and-so. He wants to sell his house. Everything that she was saying to me that he said to me too. And she's an attractive woman, and she's gorgeous.
Is she's in real estate as well?
Yes, she's an agent as well. She started not too long after me, and we were on the same team for a minute. That's how we got so close. So she's no longer on the team, but I love my girl down. Everything she was saying to me sounded the exact same. Creepy. I said, wait a second. I said, what's his name again? She said his name again. I said, is his last name blah, blah, blah? And she was like, yeah, why? I was like, he messaged you on Facebook about it? And she was like, yes. I said, did he try to set up, a time for you to come look at the house? She was like, yeah, I'm supposed to be going over there this week. I said, is the address blah, 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 blah? Because I keep messages, okay? I keep messages on everything. I said, he just bought that house. He doesn't really want to, I don't think he really wants to sell it. It wouldn't be profitable. Does he work at the post office? And she was like, yeah.
You're getting specific.
We're getting specific. We're getting specific. I was like, did he say he wants to move to this area? Because I'm literally asking her. She's like, girl, you freaking me out. I said, girl, that man don't want to sell his house. He's trying to lure you to his house. And she blocked him immediately. I said, that is so crazy. And as women in this industry, you really got to be careful.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you carry that thing. Okay? Because if you're going to do a showing, you don't know what people's real motives or intentions
Absolutely.
are. It's actually scary sometimes. Yes, I'm happy I'm an attractor and I'm attracting more people to talk to me, but sometimes I'm weary.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's a blessing and a curse.
To have pretty privilege.
It is a blessing and a curse. But yeah, that was actually really crazy. We had to have a FaceTime call. I said, wait a minute. Let me share my screen.
Any other stories that are similar to that?
No, thankfully.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Thankfully, no.
I agree. What are some of the biggest pros to being in real estate?
The commission, if I'm being honest. But the other pros to real estate is, depending on what kind of team you're on, you really meet new people that become real genuine friends and family to you. I really love that aspect. Another pro is I get to see all these beautiful houses. And I get to look at them and learn. I'm learning. Every day you learn something new. I love learning something new. Every single day they're learning something new about a house, whether you're learning something about a furnace or a roof or how you can tell if the foundation needs to be, fixed or just everything. I like learning new things. So that's fun.
That's actually another question. Do y'all have to be close to electricians or plumbers? Do y'all have to have some type of relationship with them? Because obviously y'all essentially all work together.
Essentially, yes. You don't have to, but it is so good to have connections. Definitely want to know an electrician. You want to know a contractor. You want to know a plumber. You want to know inspectors. You want to know, loan officers. Everything you can think of that comes to a house. People, the junk, people come clean the houses out. You want to know all of them, yeah. You want to build good relationships with them too, because y'all work interchangeably.
What are some of the biggest cons?
For me, the biggest cons are when deals fall through. You never know what can happen. You might put an offer in on a house. Yes, it gets accepted. And then title's well, there's a lien on the property for this much. It's how much? $63,000 water bill. What? Oh, yeah, that's got to be paid before you can, so the deal falls through. That's crazy. Or you are under contract and then the inspection doesn't, go well. This is wrong, and this is wrong. But the house might have seemed beautiful on the outside. That's very discouraging. or even the dry months when you do go without selling a house. It's like, okay, well, if I didn't have a job and I'm doing real estate full time, all right, how am I going to pay my bills this month if I haven't closed a deal? You know, what else?
And that's why you say you kind of need to have a first job.
When you first start out, yeah, 100%. Trying to think, what else? The cold calling when you're getting cussed out on the phones, or getting told no. When you get calls from people and they think they're ready to buy a home or ready to rent or anything and they don't meet the requirements, it's like, dang. But work with them. Just work with them until, you might even grow a relationship with that person in real life until they're ready. It could take 2 months. It could take a year. It could take 2 years. There's different things. Yeah.
Would you recommend being a realtor and or real estate agent to someone else?
Yeah, I would.
What are your reasons?
Because honestly, it's fun. It's fun to me. Taking people out to show homes, meeting new people, networking with other jobs, learning more about others. Once you do like real estate, it kind of like there's so many different areas of real estate that you can get into. Whether you want to invest or if you want to become a loan officer or even a credit repair specialist, because in order to buy a house,
you need credit.
You need credit.
Which is, I got my own opinion about credit, but
it's a game.
Oh my God. Credit is really the biggest scam in the world, though.
It is. Just like car insurance.
America should have a negative 50,000.
Y'all judging me about my credit score, and we $1 trillion in debt.
Trillions.
What's our credit score as a nation?
Trillions with an S.
Trillions. And then steady giving another country. Okay.
That's why I can't even
agree
understand.
With credit, but
I can't even understand what credit is really. I mean, obviously I understand what it is, but like realistically, I don't. I cannot
tell me
understand.
I can't finance this car because my credit score is low, but you owe trillions of dollars to other countries.
And yet it's still apartment buildings being built.
That's crazy.
It's buildings being built. Everything is still working the way it's working.
A game.
So if a person was going to go buy a house, what are some of the most important things you would say to look at before purchasing?
Finances. Make sure you have money tucked away to do so. Make sure you have money tucked away to do so. Make sure people don't know like the nitty gritty, what you need. Before you start looking for a home, you have to get pre-approved. People are always afraid, I don't want to run my credit, or I don't want to do any paperwork. I'm not sure. You should not be looking for a house and you don't know how much you can afford. You have to be pre-approved first. In order to get pre-approved, make sure that you don't have any bankruptcies in the last 2 years. Make sure you don't have any late payments in the last, couple years, and make sure all your bills are paid. Your debt to income ratio is good. Like really take care of that. And, for your credit, my team lead, her favorite thing to say is pay them people. Pay them people. Just pay what you got to pay. That's really important before you get into even looking at a house. Make sure your finances are in order.
So once you get into the actual looking at a house, what are like 3 most important things you would say you should know about the house before getting into like I want to buy this or et cetera, et cetera? And I'm not going to say if this is going to be a starter up home. Mm-hmm. If they're trying to live in this house.
Like forever. Like it's their dream home.
Yes.
To the people buying, I would definitely say, look at that foundation. Okay, look at that foundation. Just don't look at the granite countertops or the cabinet color or the paint color. Look at the furnace, the hot water tank, the foundation, the roof. Things that are going to cost the most to repair. Look at that first. And then look at all the pretty stuff. Yeah, and I put people selling their home, do the minor repairs before you sell it. If you're trying to get the biggest bang for your buck. Yeah, that's what I'd say to do for both sides.
And finishing off, because we're about to get out of here soon. being a nail tech, going back to that.
Oh yeah.
How did you how did you like being a nail tech, and why did you start with a nail tech?
I loved being a nail tech. I actually love doing nails. I feel like it gives me the opportunity to express myself artistically. I do still enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. When I stopped, I was lazy. That's the only reason why. I have to take accountability. I was lazy. I would still be doing nails if I wasn't. So I probably will get back into it soon. I've been saying that for like 2 years, but I really do want to. I got into it because the truth, I love nails. I like to have my nails done. I keep my nails done every 2 weeks since I was 16 years old. So I loved
Oh,
them.
yeah, you expensive.
I am expensive.
Yeah, if you say you getting your nails done every 2 weeks.
It's upkeep. Gotta get your nails done, your hair done. I'm a girl. I'm just a girl.
That is one saying I hate, man.
Just a girl. We're supposed to be able to be in our feminine energy. Soft girl life. Cute.
Remember we was just talking about that?
But let me see. But why I started, honestly, I always loved watching videos of people doing it anyways. And I always loved keeping my own done. And I always wanted to see different stuff on the nails. So I'm like, ooh, let me do it myself. But also, it was the beginning of COVID. Okay? I said, you know what? Forget it. I never believed in COVID from the beginning. But I digress. Anyways, I was not able to get that unemployment everybody got. Okay? So I had to make a way. So I'm doing nails, y'all. $20. Everybody come get your nails done. The guy I was dating at the time had like 6 sisters. How many sisters he got? Oh, maybe 5. 5 sisters. They all let me practice on them. So I was like, I'm getting practice in until I get better. It was a good time. I was having fun doing nails, looking at all the different stuff I could do. It was just fun at the time, and then I took it serious.
And my last question is a new last question. What is the last album that you heard that you liked?
The last album that I heard that I liked, Wale.
His newest album?
Yes.
What would you rate it?
I can't give it a rating yet. I need to listen to it again. I can't give that a rating yet. I don't know. I'm not going to say 10 out of 10, maybe like 8.
8 out of 10, okay. Well, that is the end of the podcast. I'm your host, KD, and I'm going to let this lady introduce herself again on our way out.
Yes.
Self-promote as well.
I'm Naya, the Realtor. You can follow me on Instagram _NIAA, the Realtor _. Yeah. And it was good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Of course.
And as y'all know, I'm KD, the host of the Popular Loser podcast, where it's okay not to fit in. And as y'all know, go stream the podcast everywhere, Popular Loser Podcast. But spell that S with a $, because this is not for fun, but it is for fun.